modern because technology doesn't matter. He just gets you in your sleep. So, you don't have to worry about cell phones coverage or modern day technology. You're asleep, you're his. So I think that works. I just don't know a new story. I mean, maybe if they brought Robert Englund back for one more and they hired, I don't know, the guy who directed Black Coat's Daughter.
Just don't stop there. Go J. Abrams.
No way. No, thank you. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see it.
Speaking of Robert Englund, he did say that he might have one more in him, but be honest, he's in early 70s. And then he said he would like, or think it'd be interesting to have Kevin Bacon take over his role.
Yeah, I think he'd be great.
I do too. Yeah.
I think he has the look. I think he showed a very maniacal side in X-Men First Class. Remember that laugh he had?
Hollow Man.
He has that very slight build too, which I think lends to some kind of creepiness. He's not a burly Freddy. Does that make sense? Like, you don't want a burly Freddy. You want a slight Freddy Krueger.
Fast.
Because like Jackie Earl Haley, like a smaller build, kind of pathetic, but now he has powers because they're, he's supernatural.
Yeah. What do you think about Jason Statham as Freddy?
Yes. Okay.
I know, right?
Okay. If Paul Feig, the guy who did Spy and Bridesmaids, directed Jason Statham in a Nightmare on Elm Street film, I would be the first one in line.
Yeah. I would even do a parody film. Like, if he was like a parody killer, I would 100% be on board.
Just throwing spin kicks. Oh, I'm sold. You sold me. You should have started with that.
I gotta work up to it.
Yeah, because I just would have said yes, and then I would have talked about nothing else. I love it. So, what else did you really love? Do you have any more questions? What else did you love about this movie?
I made a list of things that I thought were really good about this film, the things I really enjoyed, and I'll share those with you. Yeah. So the double psych out at the beginning with the claw.
Yeah.
I thought that was super bloody, and I did not remember it when I watched the movie, and I was like, oh God, this is pretty rad. I thought the father's death scene was really cool, and the motif of sticking the glove up through fabric looked really, really good. The babysitter's death scene when Freddy tilts his head and like sort of looks at the camera, I thought was a really nice addition to differentiate that scene from the first one.
Great touch.
And frankly, I know some people disagree with this. I like the freeway scene. I dig the freeway scene. I got so hyped for the Army of Freddys, but then immediately I was like, where are they? I want more Army of Freddys, because it's a half-second scene.
Yeah, remember when he said that they got a bunch of their crew to play them and anybody they could get to be the extra Freddys?
Yeah. It's like, you over there, put a mask on.
No, look great. I like the cars. I like the extra Freddys. I liked also the scene, the coffin scene where she kind of goes into it. And it's another world, like so we can make portals, I guess, to do that. I liked all the people that came back for the funeral. No, I mean, I dig it, but I did write in all caps. I hate the leather pants. I have in all caps. I also wrote gangster shot upside down when he's ripping poor Julie apart. But no, man, I dug it. I like this movie. And I'm glad you suggested this, right?
Yeah, I did because we are going to do Scream, but I thought it would be, if we're going to do something with a meta narrative, I thought we should here, like because this isn't the first meta movie to be done. Like, I think that's like, it's the Daughter of Dracula is probably the first. There's probably one before that. But this, for modern audience, is probably the one that, like, I think kickstarted it and led to Scream. And Scream's like the pinnacle of it, the big one. And that's sort of unfortunate because this film gets overlooked a lot for Scream. And don't get me wrong, I understand the benefit of Scream is that you don't need to see another movie and it doesn't have 6 previous sequels to it to understand. But I do feel like this is an overlooked movie, and horror fans should really check it out.
So I was explaining this to Megan, my wife, and she just, as I broke it down to her, she goes, that sounds really cool. It's a cool concept. And I think, Roger Ebert made a comment about how only fans of Fangoria and this franchise would like it. But I think fans who maybe watched the first one, then this, would really dig it. You don't have to be a fan of 2 through 6. You could probably watch 1 and 7, and I think they would really like it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you do have, it is still a sequel of sorts, but I do think if you can get away with it.
No, I love it, and then I also like that they retconned her dying, so that made me happy laying in camp.
In the third one?
Yeah, they retconned that. Because technically she's still...
Oh, yeah, that's right. The third one when she's the intern and she acts like she's a doctor. And I'm like, have you ever seen an intern boss someone around?
Oh, dude, that movie. Jeez Louise. Oh, well, this was fun, dude. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, yeah. Are you ready to move on to the game?
Yeah, the game. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So, so our game, we established a very weird game. And basically what it is we're real estate agents and we are trying to sell a horror lair to a prospective buyer, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, we are picking properties that we think we could sell.
Yeah, villain-ish layers, I would say.
Got it. All right, so I kind of cheated a little bit here. Can I go with my first one?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so I picked Carrie's house because it just sinks into the ground. And so you're just like, well, a woman who was possessed did live here, but like the house is gone. Like we can just build on top of it. We'll put some concrete down. You're fine. Like it won't haunt you. Like, you know what I mean? It's a plot of land.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like,
that's good. I get that. You don't have to start over.
Yeah, it's like, I wouldn't want to live in that house after what went down, but since it's not there anymore, put some concrete in, make sure there's no sinkhole, like maybe drill down 100 feet to make sure it really doesn't go to hell. And then if it's fine, build a nice barrier, make sure that like nothing's underneath it. Boom, new house.
So for mine, I took the concept of the house exists whether it was destroyed in the movie or not. So it's just the house or the lair.
Got it.
And my number one is the house from the people under the stairs.
Oh, goodness. That's a big one.
Also a Wes Craven movie. But here's my thing. It just looks like a normal house. But if you were trying to sell this house, you could be like, we're in a great neighborhood, great schools, and the house itself has a bunch of secret rooms. And who doesn't love secret rooms?
Yeah, I mean, it has a secret house. Like, man, I wouldn't, man. Gosh, I would have to cover up those rooms. Do you think there are people who would love those secret rooms?
Oh, I 100% know there'd be people who would buy that house just so they could be like going through the crazy stuff.
Oh man, yeah, that house had so many secret rooms and pretty good neighborhood, right?
Yeah, I mean it has to be a pretty good neighborhood. Like the whole film's idea is like.
Yeah.
Like they live in a cool place and they have a bunch of money.
Mom and dad.
Yeah. I haven't seen that movie though in a long time. I remember loving it as a kid though. Like.
Yeah, remember the kid from the Mighty Ducks is in it and how happy.
Yes.
Like, yeah, the kid from the Mighty Ducks.
Newt. Yeah. I can't remember his name.
I loved it. All right. I got a good one for you here. So in the Friday the 13th remake or reboot or requel that came out, in that movie, Jason lived in a cabin in the woods, but he also had a massive tunnel system. And apparently, like right next to him are mansions. So remember those teenagers, the college kids that go to that massive house?
Yeah.
His house is close to that. So you could walk there. And there's also massive marijuana farms, which he crops. So like you could just knock it down, fill in the tunnels, and build a McMansion right there.
I like how this also, like him having that shack, also theorizes that he was selling weed to all the suburban soccer moms.
He was.
He had to have been.
He was spending money. He was eating. He was building things. He definitely. I think he maybe bartered marijuana to people. But yeah, if you stole it, he killed that guy that stole it, and then he killed those other people that went looking for it. He's just a drug. He's a drug dealer who kills people who takes his stash. But once he's gone, you have a nice place. You knock it down, build a nice house, build a nice driveway to the water. You're set.
Yeah. Okay. My number two is the house from 13 Ghosts.
Oh yeah.
There's no way we could create this list without having that house on there because it is so freaking insane. Like you have different looking rooms. It moves around. It is a architectural marvel.
I almost put this on here, but I knew you'd do it. Sorry.
Of course you knew I would do it because I love the movie. The downside though is that like you could see everything. Like you're having a hard time like you bring someone over, it's like, can you just go downstairs and look the other way?
You'd have to hang a lot of drapes.
Exactly.
So many drapes. All right, you want to hear a random one?
Yeah.
All right, so the Blair Witch Cabin.
Oh, I looked at that one, but I didn't pick it because I wasn't sure about any other information on it.
I think you could just sell it to some weirdo. Like, hey, I'm selling the Blair Witch Cabin. Who come buy it? Someone would come buy it.
It's a fixer-upper.
Yeah.
And that's okay, though. Like, you get it cheap, you fix it up, you turn it into a bed and breakfast, a Blair Witch bed and breakfast.
Oh, man, people have to hike to it, and they can stay the night, and you get a reservation.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we have figured out our next move.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have to book a few months in advance. There's only one extra room. You have to sleep in the basement, which is terrifying. but it's a nice, you don't have to sleep outside. Or you can camp outside the house and people will bring the food to you.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
All right. What's your next one?
Okay, number 3. This is sort of out of left field. Maybe it doesn't quite fit our criteria. The house from 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh man, that's a great house.
Yeah, and the idea is it's like, preppers are out there, so you're like, this house comes with a fully stocked bunker that you can stay in when the end times come. You should buy it right now.
The only problem is we have vats of acid with someone in it.
Yeah, that's true.
And she escapes through the vent at the end, right? Could that be a flaw?
Yes.
Maybe you wouldn't don't bring that. Realtors never bring that up.
Yeah. No, they don't want to. They don't want to tell you the bad things. They're like, well, this is actually in the super nice neighborhood, even though it's like 5 blocks away.
He had a lot of books. They had stuff to do down there.
Yeah.
I'm buying if there's end times.
Yeah, I think that is a nice one. Like that's one I would consider doing too.
So nowadays, I would definitely buy the Bates Motel because there's so many people. And I would add an event space. See, the thing is, so many people want to. They're staying in the cities. They're like, oh, I don't want all this corporate stuff. I would really make it a boutique hotel. Does that make sense? Like, I would do something different with it. I would offer like nice weddings in the event space. I would make it very rustic, I think. I would definitely add, you need some food there for sure. So maybe have a chef cook in the kitchen and people can order food or just light eats. But I think I could make it a very homey place. 20 rooms, B&B, perfect.
Yeah, and you would need like a couple activities, but that there's enough space to do it.
And there's a pond nearby that you could probably canoe in.
Yeah. All right, you're selling me on this. That's a good one. I think that is primo real estate.
All right, what's your next one?
Okay. The mansion / mausoleum from the Phantasm.
Oh.
And the only reason I'm picking this one is because it is huge and looks awesome.
It looks awesome.
Yeah. I think there's a downside to being like, this is rad mansion, but it is also a mausoleum. So like, I think you might have a hard time selling that one unless you're doing it to like Nick Cage or Rob Zombie.
Yeah, Nick Cage in his heyday, Russell Crowe when he's drunk. Maybe Johnny Depp.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
So it's going to be on the market for a while.
Yeah, we'd have to hold on to it and wait for a whale to come along. And my last one is the Dakota in Rosemary's Baby because it'd be so easy to sell because everyone seems so normal.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's also primo real estate too.
Beautiful real estate. Listen, there might be some Satan worshipers here, but they're white collar Satan worshipers. They won't bother you. They're just going for other people, so don't worry about it. Like, don't sell. Just if they come to you, don't sell your soul. All right. Don't offer anything in exchange. Don't take any cookies or tea. Don't drink anything they bring you. But if you just keep to yourself, you'll be fine. You have a great view of Central Park. What do you think?
I think that is top tier. That is going to make our list of 5 easy.
All right, what's your last one?
Okay, my last one. I think this one everyone knows is going to be on this list. The shack from Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, of course.
And my idea behind it is you can just turn it into a hunting lodge.
Yep, that's it.
And then there you go. It's probably a hunting lodge before all the murders happen.
Just keep it bare bones. Everyone has to bring their own food, all their own bags. Set it up all nice. You got a great shack.
Yeah. It does need a little work. Let's not kid ourselves. But it's, if you want to get away, you want to write your album, there you go.
You'd probably have to knock it down.
Could you bring it down to the studs and build it back up? It's already kind of shaky looking, so probably.
But if you got the money, you should be all right.
Yeah. I think you can do it.
Just gotta hope the bridge isn't destroyed.
It's always destroyed every time.
Yeah, so it's gonna be. Never mind. All right, you wanna pick? What do you think? 3 that we can sell, 5 that we can sell. What do you want to do?
That's a good question.
4.
Let's go with the top 4. That as our Mark and David Realty LLX or LLC can sell.
Oh, I like LLX. That sounds dangerous.
Yes, and honestly, my number one is Rosemary's Baby's place.
Oh,
There's no way we couldn't sell that.
Yeah, we'd move that quickly.
Yeah, that'd feed us for the next year.
I think we should do Phantasm because I love the idea of just trying to sell it to a whale.
Use the Rosemary's Baby's money to just sit on the Phantasm. Okay, no, I like that. That's good. So I am stuck between. So I think the Bates Motel turning into a bed and breakfast and outdoor camp area would be a lot of fun.
Oh
honestly. Yeah, and I was thinking about that or You know what? No, I think I'm going with Bates Motel. Definitely Bates Motel.
I want to pick your people under the stairs because I think that's perfect, but that house would scare the living crap out of me. So as a realtor, I would not go there.
Yeah.
I'd want to sell the